You're their forfeit.
You guys are so embarrassing.
To win any motherfucker over is being funny.
Nice work, you dunce.
Before you play bass and stuff, right? And that's like where your heart is. Is that what you started on in New York, and you were just like in bands? Like
I started on drums, and then I picked up my first one. My dad found. My dad's a real man's man, a manual labor man, and he found outside one of his work dumpsters. It was the company was called Memphis, the bass, and this thing, man, like the action was so high, and this is what I learned to play bass on. And I had to press my little tiny fingers so hard to play the notes. And I must have played this thing for a year. And then for Christmas one year, I got a Squier P bass. Okay. And I was like, this is what it's supposed to feel like? And then all of a sudden I was shredding because I was like, this is so easy.
And that's like the what is it? The Grandmaster training, you're starting from the beginning. I'm gonna make it even harder for you. So when you come down to the level, it's like, oh, I know how to do this.
My first guitar was a nylon piece of shit nylon guitar. It was terrible. It was probably bought on Alvera Street or something. It was terrible. Had 1 inch action off the fucking it was ridiculous. I somehow got to play that effectively, and now get me now. Yeah.
Dude, there's something whenever people ask about that kind of stuff, because I taught myself how to play pretty much every instrument. I'm like, there was something not that I would teach this in a class, but I'm like, yeah, maybe everybody should start on some shitty.
We were talking about that
because it's it develops you to I don't know. It's
then when you play on something really truly pristinely designed to be played on perfectly and intonated and everything, then it's like, oh wow, this is it makes the music, it translates the music in a different way. Yes, and I know it's hard, and that's what kind of really makes people prove their salt. It's like, all right, if I'm gonna go through sounding bad for several hours, several days, several weeks until I sound good on this piece of shit, then I think it actually will eventually give you the adversity that you need as a musician to be like, oh, here's how I learn.
100%, and then it has that it gives you, at least in my life, I have this thing now where I've been around so many musicians who and I get it if you're like this, but they're like, I need to be in this perfect setting and my guitar has to be a certain way, or it has to be this, and I'm like, I feel comfortable playing any. Yeah. Even if it's just for a gig last minute, I'm like, I'll get used to it after a few minutes.
Hey, let me see your guitar. You're like that guy. Let me check it out. All right, cool. And then you.
And maybe that's because I'm not that great at anything, and I'm just I can mess around on anything.
All right, Corey, I'm gonna pick your brain with some nerdy shit.
Yes, sir.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go a little nerdy right now.
All right.
So can we make this a nerdy segment?
I hope you. I'm just saying you probably know entirely more than I do, but hopefully I can shed light on at least how I do things.
Humbly, but not so much. So you're probably right.
Yes. So I don't know really much of anything.
Nerd,
Corey. So you obviously, what got you? Well, first of all, I want to just to kind of get into my question. I wanted to ask you what was it that got you to do the old school retro game covers the way you do them?
I haven't really thought about it, but now I have a chance to think about it. When I moved out here, I was playing with my drummer who lived out here, and I was playing in a band with them, and I'm still playing in a band with them, but I really didn't have we sold our house when we moved, my wife and I, and it was really, this is a chance to make something work. So other than the band, I had been doing this kind of stuff for a long time. I've even before I moved out here, I was playing a lot of solo type material in the city, and it was all via drum machines and looping, one-man band type stuff. So I've been very comfortable doing that style of one-man stuff for a while. And, how I got into really doing the more, I've always been super inclined to synthwave and retro wave and and old 80s film scores, anything from like Blade Runner to Beverly Hills Cop to all John Carpenter stuff is out of this world. Yeah, man. So I've owned synths my whole life, and I've always like messed around on them, and I've always been, I'm not trained by any means, but I've always been decent. But I had my CRT TV out here, and I had seen some people like play along to like scenes of music to scenes of things, and I was like, I'll be cool if I could try that. I started with some Terminator stuff, and then all of a sudden I did a Bloodsport thing, and I'm like, this is my naive mind. I'm like, I love this movie. Yeah. I grew up watching Bloodsport and Kickboxer with my brother when it was on TV. My older brother.
I don't remember the name of the actor, but I know that
Donald Gibb.
Yes, he just passed. Yeah,
Ray Jackson in Bloodsport, and he rocks. But I was like, I'll mess around doing this stuff, and all of a sudden that blew up on social media, and then I started kind of doing that with video game stuff. Like I've always been super into video game music, and my first video that kind of blew up was Ken's theme, Street Fighter 2 cover, and since then I've just completely, it's taken a life of its own, but it's evolved, and I really enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. It's like, to me, like when people ask, when they're like, oh, this is cool, and this is what, I'm like, yeah, and I really like it. But to me, I'm like, I've always been doing cool stuff. For whatever reason, this is the thing that has gotten me.
It got some clout a little bit.
Right. Yeah. It's gotten me a following. And through that following, I've gotten enough paid work where this is my life now, and I can be a musician to pay the bills for now. I always preface that, but I'm enjoying it, and that's why I'm going to keep doing it. And it's really evolved into, playing live gigs, whether it's by myself or I've been doing the GoldenEye front to back soundtrack with my buddy on drums.
Wait, so explain that setup live. Like, what is that like?
So it's a big mix of I run everything through Ableton Live.
Okay.
And everything is hooked up via MIDI, and I will have each song. So I'm playing in the order of the soundtrack, so the order of the levels of the game, and I have all my backing tracks set up, and then I have my tracks on my keyboards via MIDI, and I have them automated to change. Like I split the keyboards to all the sounds I need.
Yeah, so you just play it, and it's already kind of programmed.
Right. So by the time the next song comes, it knows when to change.
This is the next tone.
Setting for this, rather than manually doing it. But
you have in-ears?
Yeah. And so for my drummer too. So we have a click going in our ears, but I try to perform, as much as I can. I get flack, no matter what, you're gonna get flack.
No, that's
when people are like, this isn't really live, and I'm like, it is. I try to combine and blend things the best I can, but I like that I'm up there with just my drummer, and I'm doing as much as I can between the three synths I have, and he's doing his own thing. I'm like, something to me about like all of a sudden we have a full band of 9 guys up there playing synthesizers. I'm like, that's not as interesting.
Especially
of course,
because people don't really understand the dynamics of songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like sometimes there's like, if you're really at like the apex of the end of a song and everything's all coming together, maybe you would require 9 musicians for all that one part.
Yeah.
But for the lower parts, it's like there's just people just standing there, just waiting to play their part.
There's something that takes away. I'm like, it's cool that it's just us 2 guys up there, and it's doing my thing.
We were literally just talking to our last guest. Very similar kind of project. They're a 2-man band kind of deal, and more or less the shout out the the Anti-Archists, right?
Yeah, Anti-Archists up in Oregon. Yeah.
But yeah, no, and people, kind of like not being used to that kind of setup live.
Yeah.
I think people need to, at this point, like we see so many different types of, live music represented and trying to, be, played. And every time you see something new, you should be more like, just engage with it. Like the idea that everybody wants to just like see like a Katy Perry style fucking,
it's
firework.
It's Katy Perry.
No, it's not.
Oh.
No, it's not.
I was.
I will die on this hill. Humanity is wrong. The word Katy is not pronounced Katie. She's incorrect. I'll move on. Thank you.
I know.
I will
That's the
always
way she
remember that, by the way, which is good.
Katy. Ask any child who's learning how to read English words. Katy. I guarantee you, they will say it catty every time.
I love it, dude. Mario.
That's why. That's the exact same reason why Jack in the Box changed their logo, because they used to say Jack and the Bee Fish.
The bee fish.
Because the OX looks like a little fish.
That's funny.
So it's like separated now? I didn't even realize that. It's like separated? The O and the X?
No.
What's the logo?
O. It looks like a.
Oh, it's like cursive,
like the Jesus fish. It's like same.
Can we watch?
OX.
Can we watch this? Look at I've pulled up Corey's 2-man project.
Oh,
here.
sick! Let's go.
I want to see this. This is what you get. This is you guys doing this live.
This is in the.
Or like
we're
in the
doing it
studio.
live, but we're
In the
doing
studio.
it in the studio.
Yeah, I'm very curious here.
That's still so fucking cool, man.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
That's to me. This would be such a fun night out to go out. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be fucking.
Oh, dude, our crowds, shockingly to me,
They get a
the
response.
last one
of
felt like a
course.
sporting event. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
you guys are too kind, man.
Hell yeah. No, I mean, well, because it's music. You do a lot of video game music, which is like literally designed to like jazz you up.
for sure.
So
Especially
you-
the GoldenEye.
You
OST.
throw that into a live setting, and people will be like,
What's the reaction? I was all,
dude. People,
GoldenEye.
it's
Come
good
on.
memories, and
shit, if you want to add a guitar player to your setup, just let me know, man. I'll come in. I'll just play the fucking chords behind you. Dude.
What's crazy, I mean, it's interesting because like I'm using usually it's like a 50-50 mix between the game samples, like sort of the pitch down tambourine.
Yeah.
I'm like, that has to be legit. Some of the beats, the wheel has to be the sample from the game to me. And then I use a bunch of my own sounds too, but I think there's something cool that as the viewer and as playing it, like if you're there, it's almost like you're in the game. If all of a sudden a guitar lead is doing that, I'm like, it's still cool, but I don't think it's as
It's
cool.
not as
Dude,
effective.
I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you right now, you tapped into such an unserved market, bro.
Which was such an accident, but I've realized that now. I'm like, oh, like I look up, like I purposefully try not to look up what other people are doing because I don't want to be
oh yeah, hell no.
influenced by them. But like when we released the full GoldenEye set live on YouTube, I said to my buddy, my drummer Billy, I was like, we should look up if anyone's done this. And I'm like, no, nobody's done this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's pretty rad, dude.
Yeah, that is sick, dude. So to my nerdy question.
All right.
All right.
Here
So
we
my
go.
nerdy question is: you have the synths that you have. You have a MIDI keyboard too that you use
Right
as
now,
well?
they're all MIDI controllers.
They're all MIDI. So
Yes.
so you have each controller piped into a specific channel on Ableton.
Yes.
Look at my brain, dude.
Yeah.
I figured that
You
out.
got it, dude.
So okay, so that's cool.
Yes.
That's super sick, actually.
And, like,
I
yeah.
actually never thought about that because I have a lot of stuff that I do. I'm like, because on Apple it's main stage. It's just like you create like the way you would mix a song, but all the presets you make for those patches, like the EQ and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, of how the album sounds, you can use that in main stage. You just switch,
Okay.
you just toggle between like the actual like mix
Yeah.
of like what the recording was, which is cool. But it's just like, man, it's so intensive, like what CPU and stuff. The way that works, I never thought about doing it that way. That's hard, bro.
It's interesting. Like Ableton is really good for this stuff, apparently. That I've learned, like, because I don't anything like, okay, I have a lot of people ask me like, how do you get the game samples? How do you? I'm like, I'm not born with this knowledge. Everything I learned how to do, I just Googled it.
Really?
And I tell people, I'm like, I encourage them. I'm like, just look it up. And even with Ableton, I'm like, okay, so I had my track set up like that. And then the next song, originally I was manually toggling certain things off and on. And then I'm on Google. I'm like, can I get this to automate
do it for it, yeah.
somehow? And basically what I do is in each track in Ableton, for like a full live set, I will have something called an instrument rack. And then I'm able to automate when that turns on and off. So if I'm doing the pause menu, I have it toggled on. And then if I'm going into the level damn in the GoldenEye set, the pause menu will toggle off and damn will toggle on. So I don't need to think about, it's all automated when I need it.
Is this one huge project you have going?
One big project.
One huge project.
And like, my backing tracks are all in one project, but then everything else has like I'm using 3 keyboards, so it's
sick.
3 tracks for each song, and
those kind of get to do their own thing as
I progress. Yeah, and what's cool is in that instrument rack feature, I could have as many sounds as I want. I could have just one key as a bell if I want to do like one little or one. I use a lot of ORC hits.
Okay.
So if I'll have just one key for that, and then I'll have depending on what I'm doing, I'll be doing strings down here. I'll be doing a lead
so you have
here.
3 different keyboards that are split.
All split.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
pretty
awesome.
much in every song because I'm trying to do.
Do you mark that in any way where or do you just have it all just up here
in my head?
Oh, damn,
Yeah.
man. See, to me, that's so dense. Even on like one keyboard like that, let's say I have like one that's like designed as piano and then like another like synthesizer that's like, okay, here's the whole layout. Looking at my key, I couldn't just be like, oh, it's this key.
It's a weird, I mean, like I do.
Definitely a talent.
And it's weird because to me, I'm like, I don't recognize it as such because I'm like, anyone can do that. But I think it's my weird head just, I would
practice
say, I would
argue
lot,
that
but
anyone,
it's
not
memorization.
everyone can, and I would argue that not everyone can do that.
Yeah, I mean, as we were talking about this, sorry, a lot of people just left the chat. Well, the thing about this, like you're giving a lot of inside baseball right now, which is which is important for people that really want to find a workflow for themselves.
Yes,
it's really cool. Like you showed me something today. Like I mean, I've been doing this 20 plus years.
Oh, and I love
making music and stuff. So so learning. Because I have a lot of keyboards and stuff. It was just a matter of like finding out. I'm like, oh yeah, I can actually.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of MIDI keyboards. Why don't I just hook them up?
Yeah.
And just assign each channel. Like, why don't I do that?
It's good.
Ridiculous.
It's more like I like it. I like running everything via MIDI and everything. So in my chaotic head, it's all organized.
Mm-hmm.
And like all the plugins I use, it's just everything is there. And I bring my laptop with me on stage and I don't need it's just all, prepared. And I like that going into a gig, not having to think too much other than the one thing that stopped me from doing this for so long. I'm like, is my laptop gonna, restart during the gig?
Do you do oh yeah, for during the gig?
Right. I do still worry about that, but I've never had an issue. So
what was that fucking movie? It was like an asteroid coming and like it was like they were like trying to like figure
Deep
out.
Impact.
No, they're like
Armageddon.
No. It was the one where homeboy was like, "Fuck." He's like, "What's going on?" He's just like,
"Oh, 2012."
Was it 2012?
No, I don't know.
No, 2012 rocks though.
We're all just talking about.
It was the one where homeboy famously they were trying to like figure out something on the computer like to calculate like what they could possibly do in the last seconds before the asteroid hits. It's like a real intense scene, and then it just goes to like Microsoft update.
Oh.
He's like, how long is it gonna take? He's like, 45 minutes. He's like, fuck Microsoft.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I make sure I'm not super knowledgeable on like computers, but my 2 brothers are software engineers. So I'm like, I FaceTime them. I'm like, look at my computer, tell me everything I need off to make sure nothing happens.
Auto updates off.
Yeah. Any type of notification off, because I also don't need like a bing
In the middle of your set.
Yeah. I mean, forget about it. But it's all been so smooth, and now I'm
That's good.
It's all right.
I think that was probably the most, important. Well, that was probably one of the reasons why I stopped using Windows was because of like the auto updates. I would like be getting ready for a session with someone, and it's just like auto update. 45 minutes, and I'd be like, "Hey, you want to go get a burger?"
They're way quicker now, which is good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know though.
Yeah, no, it's fun though, man, and I'm happy that I have, I like using the tech we have, and even just the ease of being able to research how to do these things. Always encourage people to do that, because I do truly feel like when it comes to, I guess, more hard work and ethic, like I'm not very skilled at all. I do a lot of things with two hands that a real pianist can do with one hand, but like I am very motivated, and I'm like, if I want to do something, I'm going to figure it out. And I've learned in doing so, like talking to my friends about it, and they were like, you have to realize some people, they were like, that is a skill. They were like, some people don't even know how to like look something up. And I'm like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm just type. You don't even need to. It figures it out for you. I can type just random words.
If I'm saying this correctly, I believe the term is called being an autodidact. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Autodidact is you're obsessed with the knowledge of a subject.
Yeah, and you just research it on your own. You're able to learn it on your own.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
You
cool.
teach it to yourself.
I just learned this.
It's
nice.
So funny.
Hey.
I could have looked it up.
That's weird. What's weird is I've used that word like 3 times this week.
What is it?
Autodidact.
Yeah, so
Autodidact.
you have an autodidactory, like sensory perceptive.
You guys are smart.
You guys are smart.
That's the word of the podcast.
How would I say? We're like especially me and Anthony. When it comes to music, we're like philosophical about like the meaning.
I love this. Yeah,
the meaning of like why we do the shit.
Yeah,
that we fucking
what is
do.
it that drives you, man? Like,
Right.
what is it that drives? Because sometimes it's like on a scale of autistic to just interested.
I know.
It's like, are you just doing it because it's like I need to press buttons, I need to do that, or are you just like what drives us? You know what I mean? Like,
and it is certainly interesting, because I don't even know if I can answer that question personally.
Right. That's why we do this podcast. You know, it's just to kind of like vacillate over it and kind of like think about it. But no, it's funny to hear you talk about yourself the way you do. Like the idea of actually, that's a skill set, man. Like, memorizing like 3 different keyboards of like sequencing and putting all that together. It's like there's a whole different like layer upon layer that that makes that very difficult to do. And the reason that you tapped into something is because not a lot of people can do it. So it's weird to hear you talk about it. It's
I think they just don't try to do it. But
no, dude,
I
you
do
got
appreciate
something,
that.
man.
Yeah.
You got something, man.
It's something I'm becoming more comfortable with, being like, okay, you're allowed to give yourself some credit. Because like sometimes I'm like, I watch, somebody play like a Bach piece, and I'm like, no, that person knows what they're doing. But it is all subjective, obviously, and it's just like,
I've come to this like realization, because like, I mean, obviously you have some tracks where people are like, they'll like move to it, right? Like, they'll be like, yeah. So for me, it's like I had this thing. I was talking to my girl about this. It was the concept of like, well, what is the purpose of music? What's the utility of it? Obviously, the thing that we can see across humanity is like what tribal, in the tribal sense too, is like dancing. Dancing, the importance of dancing. Would we be where we are without dancing? Well, you know what I mean? A groove, the understanding of a BPM, the something, a rhythmic something. It doesn't need to be, the artistic Picasso of music. It doesn't need to be that.
Right.
But the importance of dancing, the experience of it, because I see a lot of like DJs, they get a lot of flack. Obviously for me, it's just you're a producer. You have no means of like doing other stuff than producing music, but you want to play for people. You want to play you want to show your music to people and get people to move, dance. You know what I mean? And the reason why I brought that up was because like the stuff that you do, it's real, like you feel something for it. There's
Yeah, he was talking about his crowd responses. It's like, I mean, maybe it's not, people are used to usually seeing, a bassist, a guitarist, a singer, a drummer. That's kind of like, like the sort of like standard, layout for a band. And then you see 2 guys, one on a drum kit and then one on 3 keyboards. And you're like, all right, you guys ready to rock?
Yeah, it's interesting, dude. It is. Back to what you said too about DJs, because I see them get a lot of flack too, and I'm like, it bothers me sometimes, because I'm like, okay, I could be considered like a hybrid DJ where I am doing a lot, but I also have backing tracks going. But like, even as a DJ, it's like, if people are there to enjoy themselves and they like what this person's doing, and the DJ needs skill, like I'm very big on. There's plenty of art that I don't like and I wouldn't pay to see, but I would never go out of my way to give someone flack for having the balls. It's not easy to, even on social media, like anything you put out there, it takes courage for anybody in any field. And I'm like, dude, there's stuff I watch and I'm like, to me, I'm like, okay, I don't like this, but I'm like, someone else might love it.
Johnny? Please,
that's my guy, dude.
Can you please queue up some Dr. Kiyasu?
I will.
That is Dr.
You think I won't?
No,
it's pretty much like performance art.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah.
No,
and we see this guy do like sold out crowds. It's crazy.
Everyone's all like snap,
totally
snap claps.
But listen, dude, like I'm all about if a person is passionate about it and that's their art and people respond to it, I'm like, just so good on them, because people don't realize how hard it is to be vulnerable and be out there.
Yeah,
and I'm
absolutely.
big into, like, I hate like what you would call, I guess, any type of paid critic of anything, because I'm like, hey, listen, I'm like, okay, there's stuff I don't like, but guess what? No one's gonna pay me to now trash them for something that they couldn't do. You know what I mean?
Can I chime in with my my opinion of critics? And
yes.
I finally formulated something that I think is actually like kind of cohesive about critics. Critics are people who have a job where they get paid to do something that everybody else can fucking do.
Yes.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
It's infuriating.
It's so frustrating. And then they get to be like, oh yeah, well, I have the taste. I have the taste. It's like, shut the fuck up.
That was the whole.
I'm sorry. You didn't like The Fifth Element. I did. Shut your fucking mouth. And like the fact that you make money about it. Get out of my face.
That was the whole.
Right.
That was the whole premise of Ratatouille, dude. Like it was like to appease a fucking food critic. How ridiculous!
That is ridiculous.
Dude, and I agree with all of that. Everybody has an opinion, and I don't care if someone thinks I suck or I do not care. But like when there's people out there whose job it is to basically tear someone else down for something that if they could do, they'd be doing it. You know?
Exactly.
How often is it possible that somebody who is a critic is in your audience and there's like literally like, let's say it's even just like a 35-person audience, nothing crazy, right? But there's just the one person in there who's just like not enjoying it. And then that's the critic who goes online and they blog and then what is that?
It's
like,
what is
I know.
that?
And on social media, it's a whole different. Like I get my fair share of critics. And for reasons where I
don't call them critics; they're OCD geeks. Dude.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's like, well, also, I mean, this is a little bit of a tangent. And with what I do, I take a lot of creative liberties. Like if I'm covering like a Zelda song, I try to stay very faithful to the original, but I will I'm like, I don't want it to be exact. Like I want to do my own thing.
Didn't you do one that was like the ranch? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard, dude. I was like...
the Lon Lon Ranch.
I was like... I did like the sting face when you were
sick.
playing it.
Yes, dude. It's a lot of fun to do it in my own way, though, but I guaranteed you get someone who's like, in measure, 45, you missed this, and I'm just like, I can't even bother anymore. You know what I mean? Like, but unfortunately,
on Reddit,
that's what you get, dude.
Cor64 Reddit, there's a Reddit thread. It's like, hey, Slutpig69 said, hey, I was at the show the other day and everything was going well until you said like measure 64. Why would you miss that note? It still sounded in tune, but it just sounded like you chose to do something different.
Right. And that's what other than the basic just like haters, which is fine, dude. But it's like, I guess my point is anyone can say what they want, and that's fine, dude. Like,
yeah,
you hear me not I'm not like self-downing myself, but I don't like think I'm anything. Like, I'm just having fun.
Right.
Right? But I guess to me, it's like, it's just more of a humanity thing where I'm like, why would I ever waste my time? I feel like that's such a waste of energy and time to try to bring someone else down.
Yeah.
for doing something that's not controversial. You know what I
and the
mean?
thing is,
100, dude.
It's
100.
crazy to me. I'm like, what are we doing?
here's something that I would say is like a very important, like we're at a crux of creativity and performance and all that stuff because we have people that like, we were talking about how DJs don't get the credit that, you know, for doing actual like work on stage or, you know, like
Which
making a show, which the good ones are. The good ones are. There's definitely some people getting away with some murder out there, but
the sync button people.
Exactly.
Yes.
But there's, you know, good DJs out there really actually working for it.
Yeah.
And you know, between all of that, you know, like, there's this like kind of element of can you make a fun show for people? If it's 12 people, if it's 15 people, if it's 45 people, if it's 80 people, are you good at making a show? And then if you have a response where it's like, I'm playing to like, 50 strangers tonight, and you get a good response, like there's something to be said about this. And everything with the Coachellas and these, 100 artist bills, that's all that it matters. It's like to get on these big shows. Like, no, these small shows kind of rip, dude. Come to a small show. Come see a new artist. Come see something you might have not seen before. That's where it's all happening. It's down there. And it's like kind of, I don't want to say it's dying. It's always going to be alive. I don't think it'll ever die.
It's coming back.
But I think so. I'm really hoping just because everyone's frustration with these fucking expensive tickets and these big festivals, I'm really hoping this is coming back. You know what I mean? And just go see some new people. Go see some new artists.
Dude,
you know?
Absolutely. And it's also having to do with like, I'll get a decent amount of these people like telling me like via social media, like they're so glad I'm just human and actually physically doing something. And I'm like, well, that's the bare minimum, right? Like, what are we talking about? But then I think about it more. Right. I think about it more though. And like the more things get kind of boggled down with AI generated stuff, which is also, I know it's a whole nother thing.
Oh, shit.
I'm also like, I don't...
He said it first. Can we go?
I don't really... I'm like, whatever. Well, it really doesn't mean anything to me, but somehow it's making my stock better just because I'm not AI.
I have a... Like I had mentioned earlier, I have like a kind of like an idea of like why that's a thing, why AI music exists. It's because it's for the people that don't make music, the people that only have the visceral effect because of music.
It's a CC, man.
Well, no,
it's a consumer commodity.
It's a consumer commodity, but that's the thing, though. It's like obviously us that actually know the craft, know how to make this stuff happen. We have a problem with it because it's like, well, yeah, like you're trying to like take over our market.
Right.
I'll take it a step further and say it's not even just the people who create music, but people who appreciate art. I think that's where the line more exists, is people who like. The thing is, like, anybody who creates music, first off, can, when you put in front of them, is this a real song or is this an AI song, can distinguish. I think anybody can, who's actually worth their salt in making music and writing music, can tell and distinguish. And most people, like you said, who don't, can't. And they're just out there for, kind of whatever to consume next. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear an entire catalog from an artist. They just want to hear a banger song and then move on to the next banger song. And then that's their Spotify playlist. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
it's different for some people.
And that's the thing where it's like, if you're not as invested or care about the art or whatever, it usually escapes these people. You go from we were talking about scales. You go from the people who are very invested in music to the people who, honestly, there's some people who don't even give a shit about music. They don't like, and when all those people in the middle are able to kind of be taken advantage of, just to sort of sell albums or sell songs and make money on Spotify or whatever. Yeah, we've definitely breached a sort of like a new territory where, like, holy shit, like, what's happening next?
Yes, I do think it will be beneficial for creators like us, though, who actually are going out to play gigs.
Yeah.
Because people are going to crave more, like, the more slop that's out there, they're going to crave weird, different
real
things.
Shit. That's
that
right.
has to be done in, like, a place. And, like, even where I'm at now, like, where we played our first GoldenEye show was at this art gallery that my band played at. And I knew when I left there, I said, this is where I want to do my solo stuff. I don't even really love playing traditional venues anymore. Mm-hmm. Even just like
You like doing it in the fringes?
just
like,
weird stuff.
That's where
Like
art exists.
I didn't want to do it at the Whiskey. I'm like, I played there in my band, and I'm like, yeah, it was kind of cool, but I was like, it's also kind of like,
Yeah, this
I
is
don't
paint
know,
by
lame
numbers.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's paint by numbers.
Yeah.
There's a very easy way to make your way in there. And
yes,
but if you want to,
Yeah.
let's say, build an audience, want to build your own like kind of niche.
yes,
That's where it's built.
and that's
Is
why
in those little corners, those little
Yeah.
art venues, sometimes fucking coffee shops and things like that. You know, what I
right
mean?
anywhere where people like the woman who runs this, it's called the Pow House. Her name is Pow.
Shout out, pal.
Shout out, Pow, because she's awesome. But like, I went to her and was like, hey, I want to do. It's a lot different going to the Whiskey and being like, I have to sell X amount of tickets. I need these 4 acts in front of me, and it has to be boom, 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 like your traditional, like, show. But I went to Pow and I'm like, I want creative control. I want it to be like this. And she was like, not only on board, she helped me.
Yeah.
Like she is so passionate about what goes on at her venue that she contributes almost as much as I do. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we have this venue and it's just for what I wanted to do. And the people there, it's just for everybody. And it's almost like we all did it together rather
You said
than
the
your
key
run of the
word,
mill.
and that's passion.
Yeah.
And I will say this right now. I'll go on record as this. I'll say it right into the camera. AI has no passion.
Zilch.
Zilch
Nothing.
passion. Okay, it requires human passion to create thought-provocative paintings,
Yes.
poems,
Well, I mean-
songs. That's what it requires. We're not here to push commercial fucking
No.
bullshit.
And what's one thing they haven't been able to crack the nut on is they don't know what is consciousness. They don't understand
Yes.
they don't understand what that is. They can't quantify it into computing.
Oh, ooh, it was you. Damn. Oh, his fucking notifications.
It doesn't
went
matter.
up.
It doesn't matter. I'll edit that out. That's the beauty of being able to do post audio.
Yes.
I'm gonna call it out 12 minutes from now, and you have to edit that shit out too.
He's about to drop some hard R's in here, dude.
Oh, Lord.
Oh shit. But yeah, no. What were you saying, Mick? I'm sorry.
I lost my. Oh no.
Consciousness.
Yeah, consciousness. So if we can't quantify what consciousness is, AI is not even there yet. You know what I mean? What the connection to consciousness talks to consciousness. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
people can tell, it's like it's unspoken language. Really?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's things that are very like commercially like polished. Like we're kind of programmed to like these things because they have like
That's the line.
They have
That's
a
what,
weird hookiness to them.
that's
Yeah.
what I would call the line in the sand right now that we're really facing, and a lot of people have to ask themselves what line they stand or what side of that line they stand on. Is and I'm not talking about like being divisive or argumentative towards AI, because I see certain values for AI and the reasons we should be using it, but I think we're using it for completely wrong reasons sometimes. But that line in the sand really does. It's like an involuntary edit. It's an involuntary thing, and that you have to kind of assess people one by one with, where it's like, if you can't tell the difference between AI slop, that might be you lacking a certain survival tactic in your brain, a certain survival trait.
You are correct, sir.
You know what
You're
I mean?
correct.
And I think that's sort of the thing, is like, if you can't tell the difference between like a human process, a human passion that goes into a thing, versus like if you just want to reproduce country song, if that's all you need is a little guitar and twangy vocals, and it's like that's all you need, it's like
Yeah, well,
you might have to ask yourself some questions.
That's where it's. That's why this conversation happens, because people that don't like music. I'll give you the example of before I even started picking up an instrument, I was making mixtapes. I was just doing stuff,
Recording songs on your
not even recording anything. I was literally like
from the radio, though. You know what I mean? Is that what
dude.
yeah.
Want to know something?
Ripping songs
real
from the
quick,
radio.
Real quick, little side thing here. When I was a little kid, my parents bought me like a little a little radio from Pick and Save.
Oh, Pick and Save.
So-
Shout out Pick and Save.
So it was a little radio. You could actually record FM radio and stuff, but it had a little like microphone, little like hole cut out microphone you can talk into.
Got to shot through the heart. Mike singing along to it. Shot through the
Yeah.
So it's
and you're too
no.
late.
So this is super funny. So the radio was playing whatever it had. I was recording like it was like a AC/DC song on the radio. I was recording onto the cassette, but then you can like there's a separate like thing you can push on to record onto the tape like through the little microphone. So because we used to go to like the local pizza shop and stuff, and I would be like the music would be playing, and then I would like hit record. I'd be
record it
like,
live?
order 45, the order is ready, and then we'll just go back to the music. That's like how I would play with music though initially.
I said,
Yeah.
what about breakfast at Tiffany's? Like, order
awesome.
45.
I know, like, I have my youngest brother. He doesn't play any instruments, but he is, like, he's music. He understands music. He knows music. He's so passionate. And that's what's interesting, too, because you don't have to play to, like you said, to understand art and be super into the artistic side of it. And there's enough people out there that are,
I'm blown away by the people like that I've met, and there's more than I would say more than a dozen people that I've met that I consider incredibly talented musicians, whether it be because they sing well, or just write incredible lyrics, but are just not musically inclined. They're not.
Right.
They don't know how to read music. They haven't spent any. They're just like naturals that just like know. It's like hey, here's how
fucking
I-
savants and shit. Yeah.
Exact savants. That's the best word for it. You know what I mean? Where they just know how to come in and like, here, I'm going to lay down some vocals and boom,
Yeah.
good, nailed it.
It's a weird thing. I can't sight read.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know if I remember. Like, I would have to sit down for like
There's
10, 15 minutes and
there's
look
one-
at it and be
there's
like,
one-
okay, now I remember.
There's one piece of music I know how to sight read. Anybody want to try to guess it?
For at least.
It's Hot Cross Buns, everybody. Hot Cross Buns.
Okay.
Wheels on the bus.
Yeah,
Wilson
yeah. We all remember our laurels. Back to our roots.
Yes.
You know?
Corey,
you want
how-
to get into the keygen music thing?
No, actually, Corey. So let's talk about one of your influences. One of the things that you love that you're on right now. That's what's been influencing you. Because I know we're talking about like a lot of nostalgia stuff. Is like really why is it that none of that stuff rings in like writers today? You know what I mean? Obviously, like you listen to Peter Gabriel. That's the type of stuff that's like lost upon the ears today. People
Yes.
obviously, if you're like raised up and if you're born today, you're being, obviously fed the slop that is being made right now.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Lizzo.
there's no cultural
Katy Perry.
there's no cultural relevance to the importance
Melodic
of like
repetition of
where
hooks
music
that have
comes-
been used for the last 20 years.
So tell us what you brought today, dude. What'd you bring today?
For a song?
Yeah, what song do you?
Oh, I brought Peter Gabriel big time.
Big time.
So-
Because just real quick,
Open it up, yeah.
his artistic vision and what he does, and I grew up, I'm mainly a bass player, and Tony Levin plays bass on a lot of his songs, and his bass lines are just killer. But his music videos, like, still to this day, I just watch them all the time because I'm like, they make no sense and they're weird as hell.
Yeah.
But I like that he's like, well, I'm just gonna, I guess it made sense to him.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm just gonna do this. This is what I perceive as
I
interesting.
always love seeing stuff in the media, whether it's movies or music videos, or whatever, TV shows that like I'm perplexed by, even if I don't get it, if I don't personally get it, I always kind of like it because I'm just like, somebody was behind
Yes.
this that was like pushing this, like, no guys, trust me, this is gonna
Yeah.
be sick.
How
This
many
is gonna be
sleep?
dope.
Nobody thinks about the sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Involved with these
Oh,
pieces.
I immediately think of like David Lynch, and I love.
Oh yeah,
I love
mean,
Twin
how
Peaks,
hard
but-
how hard
yeah.
was it to get Twin Peaks going? How could you imagine?
I know,
like,
because it's insane.
explaining that to
It's
people.
wild.
What's the like the elevator pitch on Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
You can't do it.
No,
You can't do it.
you need someone to trust that you're just gonna do something good. But even
All right,
like,
this is fucking David Lynch.
Yeah.
He's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. So let's just
He
let's
is
just go
awesome.
for it.
but even like I'm not a fan of all of his movies, but like, there's still something I'll watch like Blue Velvet, and like I like that movie, but I'm not like crazy about it like I am with Twin Peaks. I'm like, this is wild, and I'm like, it doesn't even like speak to me, but I'm like, it's so I like very interesting people where I'm like, even if, like you said, like, even if I don't get it, I'm like,
like the idea that it gets made.
Yeah.
There was a whole crew. There was Crafty,
It's cool.
Like, there's like 12 people on set. Like, all right, we're filming what?
Yeah.
This is an anal rape scene. And then, okay, got it. All right, we're
I
here.
like stuff that isn't cookie cutter because it's just interesting.
Yeah, challenge yourself.
Yeah.
This is why I've been talking about Dr. Kiyasu and how these guys don't understand it. But you tell me.
Play real quick. Can we play a little real quick, just real fast? This is Dr. Kiyasu.
See, these guys just don't understand it. All that, how late you think at night he was coming up with that? You know what I'm saying?
I know how many hours are invested.
You guys just don't get it.
Play another one.
What would fuck me up is if he had in-ears, dude.
You guys just don't get it, dude. You see that?
He's just juiced on pure fanfare right now, dude.
He likes the table. The table seems to be a big part of it.
Oh yeah, no, it's basically him, snare, and table. Yeah.
He's got like some like lows, like husky floodlight.
Honestly,
on him.
He's having sex with this table. That's what he's doing.
This guy is pretty popular, or no?
Oh yeah, I mean he's playing to a big
world tours, dude. It's fucking ridiculous.
Let me put it this way: this guy's too popular.
What's his followership?
He's touring all over the world.
Like,
look at this.
I don't even. This is something I'm gonna have to dive into.
Oh yeah.
But like, it right away in my weird mind, I'm like, I noticed something about the folding table that I'm like, that's, I don't know, interesting. That's just the drum and the table, and then he seems to involve the table a lot. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
He drums on his shoe also.
You're seeing something deeper than what we're saying.
Maybe I'm not. Probably not going to willingly besides out of sheer interest.
Now, knowing he makes $2,000 a gig, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, it makes me. Is that real? Oh my!
He probably does. Let me look.
Is that real?
My first honest to God thought is good on him.
Okay, yeah.
Because I like artists.
Yeah.
And however you want to quantify that is really up to your audience.
Very abstract.
So he has an
art.
audience.
Yeah.
I've always kind of chalked it up to like you're allowed to like to geek out on what you geek out on.
Yes.
Dude. Like just you know what I mean? If you have a very like obtuse, like weird brain and you see a piece of art that just kind of like, oh, I can relate to this, and you can kind of see like pathways through that. I promote it.
I'm still just hoping that Kiyasu gets onto Jimmy Fallon one day. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
He's just like Jimmy Fallon's like, ladies and gentlemen,
Dr. Kiyasu.
Dr. Kiyasu.
Just like some like middle-aged like
over there
white
doing
women
this.
from Michigan, just like, okay, this is interesting.
He's screaming through a drum head.
It's not even on it. It's not even on anything.
What's ridiculous is that he's actually a really good drummer, dude.
We've seen videos of him actually playing incredible music.
Yeah,
like
he has
really good music.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what the fuck this is. I listen to everything. I listen to like weird shit. Like Mike Patton's my favorite artist of all time.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Mike Patton Corner.
Yeah.
Welcome to Mike Patton Corner.
And we're bass players?
Oh, dude. All the love, dude. I just recently got into like late at night if I notoriously have a hard time falling asleep. And I'll just watch I like watching live clips of stuff, and I've recently
so fun.
been watching a ton of Mike Patton anything.
Oh, he's the best.
That he does live, and I'm just like, man, he's just something, dude. And he's obviously such a talented singer.
Mike Patton's like I said, he's a savant.
Are we sucking Mike Patton's dick again? Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mike Patton Corner.
Mike Patton Corner.
Yeah, make the song.
I mean, he's like, I remember my youngest brother who I was telling you about, who's super into music. He showed me the first time I heard the Faith No More cover of Easy by the Commodores. And I was like, there is no... I remember I had to listen to it a few times to believe this was a thing. Because I just found it so strange. But I didn't even necessarily like it, but I was like, this is so interesting.
What's there to be said about its being remembered even if you didn't like it, you know?
Yeah. But just the fact that they did it seems so random. But I'm like, I like that in his head. He's like, we're going to cover a Commodore song.
What was kind of cool about Faith No More, though, Faith No More for me was I feel like they when they came out, it was like right around the time when like Fuse was out, right?
Yeah.
Fuse and MTV. Like
Wait, Faith No More? I feel like they were way earlier than that.
No,
like,
They were in the early
90s.
early 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 92.
Well,
92.
Fuse was big in Canada. That's where it was started at. Fuse.
Fuse, forgot that was even a thing
before
until you
Fuse,
said that.
it was Much Music TV.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean that's how I discovered
I was
Story of the Year.
That was my shit, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I would
Fuse,
fall. I
dude.
would fall asleep to fucking Fuse, just like humming in the background, dude. I'm
Shout
like,
out Steven's Untitled Rock Show, like all that shit. Yeah. No, but yeah, no. Speaking on Faith No More, like even Mike Patton not being like the original singer for Faith No More, like they had like really like their own sound, and then I almost feel like
punky.
Yeah, like I feel like when they combined forces, it kind of like, what is it, like spring? What is the word that springboarded Mike Patton into his like whole creative, cloud that he just jumped into after that.
Mike Patton has always, from what I've seen, because Johnny put me on Mike Patton. But what I've seen about his career is he's done very like experimental stuff to where it wasn't really like super mainstreamy stuff.
Shit, well, I mean, look
Faith
at
No More like put him on the radar, and people started
look at the soundtracks he's worked on.
Yeah,
fucking,
and then he has a cult. He has a very dedicated following.
Yeah, and then he
100%.
does. He's done. He's where I learned the trick that you could bow your guitar with like crazy like distortions and reverbs and stuff and make it sound like cinematic stuff. Because I was watching like the behind the scenes of I think it's the movie 1921. With,
he did that.
Where he did the soundtrack for
Oh,
it.
that's cool. I didn't realize he did that.
Yeah, he does all kinds of soundtracks and contributes to that stuff. It's like, to me, that's really making it in music, man, where it's like that's a musician, where it's like, oh yeah, I have a rock band, and then I have a second rock band, and then I have a third and fourth rock band.
Yeah.
And then I also work on I do for what I do for a living is make music for stuff.
Right. That's a true, I think of Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo
Oh, yeah,
or Danny
fucking-
Elfman from Oingo Boingo.
No.
but,
Yep.
Excuse me. Let me cut you off there. Mike Mothersbaugh from Rugrats soundtrack.
Yes.
Thank you.
100%, dude. Dude, I recently was I have a job doing music on a educational series. And I
that's
made
cool,
sure
man.
to get this the CMI, the synth that he used on Rugrats, because I just listened to old cartoons for days and days to think about.
Corey,
Yeah.
Corey, when's the Rugrat fucking tour
Oh,
coming, dude?
come
I know,
on.
dude.
Oh shit.
Now I have to go into cartoons. Oh god.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam,
Yeah. Oh, dude, and it's also remarkable.
The fucking title screen.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. You know the melody, yeah.
But dude, when you actually pay close, because I was really trying to study before I even attempted to write anything. I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to a lot of episodes of cartoons, and I guess this is probably because it's geared to kids, but there is rarely a moment, even during dialogue, that there's not some type of sound or music
Totally.
happening.
Sound design
And
for
it's cool,
music
dude.
in the cartoons in the 90s particularly,
Yeah.
because if you notice the difference these days, I think that's one of my main reasons I don't connect to. Everyone tells me, oh yeah, watch Teen Titans Go and these new modern ones, watch Steven Universe, and I think the music doesn't connect as good because it seems so paint by numbers as opposed to these very, very particular things that dudes were in there just sound designing by scene by scene.
Right, and certain stabs and cues
Yeah.
to, really, really evoke, like in Rugrats, if all of a sudden a change in dialogue comes and Chucky is sad about something, there will be so bright.
Yeah.
Even before an actual melancholy tune comes in, there will be cues of letting a kid know what they're supposed to be. Because, if you're 4 or 5, you might not completely understand even kid dialogue, but with certain sounds and cues, you totally understand what emotion's happening.
You made me think of something very silly right now that like, because when I was growing up, like my dad, he liked Seinfeld. My mom didn't like Seinfeld. And I liked the show Doug. And I remember making
that was the best,
I remember making
if you say what I think you're gonna say, you're gonna fucking trip me out.
Doug is the children's Seinfeld. That's what I was gonna say.
Well, okay, that's
So yeah, Doug, to me, Doug is like Seinfeld for kids because it's like
I totally get what you're saying.
That's funny, dude.
a great
I think
sense
there's
of-
more lessons in Doug than Seinfeld.
oh yeah,
Because
dude.
Doug's a good guy, at least. He's a good kid. Seinfeld, they're arguably all
and to
kind
be
of trash.
completely fair, soundtrack wise, there was like deeper episodes
Yes.
of Doug where like so he had like his basic like sound set was like the
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
that,
like,
that was
so
that was
cool.
the I was going to say that was the creator,
yeah.
the actual guy that wrote Doug. He just
He did the
like
sound. He did the sounds and
well,
they sampled
he
them.
just like beatboxed.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so cool. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, how somebody needs to do this, please. Can somebody fucking do this? Somebody go on fucking the Doug tour and just fucking beatbox.
Yeah,
fucking
Oh, dude, hell yeah. Well, now we're going
I will
good
go.
out of the box ideas.
I will go to that.
Yeah. And even, I mean, what's crazy about Doug is they created the beats, and like, there's the band from the show. Like, I still remember the song.
the beats.
You gotta shout your lungs out.
No.
Big.
I need more allowance.
Oh, dude. So,
Mine was I need more allowance.
Yodelay. It's crazy how we remember that, though. You know?
No, and that's what that to me is such a really telling thing because people don't pay attention to that element of like
Yeah.
the stuff that they like because you know they were like, oh, when it comes to music, like I want to listen to all the cool music and stuff.
Yeah.
But guess what? Deep down in there, even Cardi B, I guarantee you, she has like gotta think big.
Yeah.
It's in there somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's in her
Because that's what
repertoire.
we grew up.
She's got the
grew
MP3
up
on her
with.
phone and shit.
Well, it's the same thing with like now if I'm like reconstructing a video game song, you know, everything I'm doing is from scratch and it's all, you know, basically from ear. If I can't figure out a certain thing, I'll look at a YouTube guy playing it, or there's so many like tutorials of like every song
There's
ever
ways
now.
to bridge the gaps.
Yes, for sure. But like, you know, when I do something like even a song from like Aquatic Ambience from Donkey Kong, I'm like, now when you reconstruct it, you're like, wow, there's so much that went into this. It's a beautiful composition. But then I think back, I'm like, even as a kid that didn't recognize all of those, how deep it is, I still knew in my heart that I was hearing something special.
Yeah,
But that's the kind of things I think people like. Nostalgia's a drug, obviously, but like those things did actually affect us.
Yeah, no, yeah. I kind of hate the word nostalgia.
Yeah.
I kind of genuinely, and people like
It makes it feel like it's a shtick.
exactly.
And I'm like,
It's
no, it's
this
just,
is not
it's
a,
just
this is not
a real
bit. This is
thing.
part of.
Yeah.
This is sort of part of like our character and our memory
Yes.
and our, you know what I mean.
And everyone has it.
Yeah, exactly. Some people embrace it more than others. It's fine. But it like you know, I wanted to kind of circle back to something that I wanted to kind of really when you get into like recreate, like when you choose a piece, you know, even we'll get into that. But when you were like, all right, I want to make this one over, you know what I mean? What is it that drives you to like recreate it? And then when you do it from the ground up? You just like
Complete ground up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought you would like start from some sort of like, oh, let me find the MIDI, you know, the MIDI outlet.
Nah,
no,
I'm
you start from
recreating
the
everything
ground
from scratch,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
That's dope.
That's the
Holy
fun
shit.
because to me, otherwise it wouldn't be fun.
Yeah,
like,
that's
part of the fun
crazy,
part.
man. That's
so,
crazy.
So you like the discovery phase?
Oh
of-
yeah,
of-
like
of
that's
writing. That's your drug for making music is like the discovery process.
it's part of it. Like if I'm like covering something like now I'm, you know, my thing is if I'm doing videos, if it's possible, I want to, besides a drum track, I want to be able to do everything, every sound I want to be able to perform for a video. So I'll be like now queuing in on like, I'll be listening to, just because I enjoy it, I'll listen to video game soundtracks, but I'll pick up on, okay, is this something that doesn't have that many changes that I can incorporate looping now? And I can perform the whole thing. So like I will pick up on stuff, like that will be something I will be purposefully listening for now.
I gotta ask you something, Corey.
Yes.
Your video game soundtracks. Where do you find them? Because I have a website that I go to. I want to see if you go to the same website.
for
soundtracks.
The actual original
Just to
one,
listen
like
to
the
'em.
layout, the original one.
like to sample,
No, just to
listen to.
Just to listen to.
Oh, I just listen to them all on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I put you on something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Zophar.
Okay.
.net.
I'll stop you. That's where I get my So
I'm on
Zophar's every single day.
Oh yeah.
Because that's where I get the
Fun site,
actual.
dude.
Oh, it's sick, and that's where I get the VGM files to
VGMs,
put into
yep.
the plugin. I'm sure there's many plugins. I use Plug.
Plug chip sounds.
sounds.
Yeah, so I'm using for SFC
SFC
for Super Nintendo, MD for Mega Drive or Genesis, and
I love that.
So I download them from Zophar.
You get the sound fonts out of the actual
Yes.
ROMs and shit.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. So you
boom.
sample them through.
That's how you do it.
And it's cool because like it's not like now to me I've used it so many times that it's like a science, but I'm still figuring out stuff of like manipulating because like sometimes when I grab a sample, like for a certain song, if I recognize that a sample is very obvious to someone's ear and even to my ear, I'm like, okay, I want to use that sample. I don't want to use my own sounds. I want it to be very obvious what I'm doing. But even grabbing a sample, it's not really like there's still so much I like to do to manipulate it to make it sound to me. I don't even want to say more modern, just more how I want it to sound.
Well, the original like games were all mono, for essentially. So if you start, add it, you use like so you mess with the attack and release
and decay and release
decay,
and all
ASMR.
of that. Especially like because I said I'm. I like to add, like, if things can have a good release, I like that because then I can move my hands quicker between things without having, it's easier for me.
It adds a rhythmic
yes.
Like
And
playability to what you're doing.
100%. And like the way I play, now that I've realized, the way I play the keys is very much as if I play a lot of slap bass. And I realize now watching how I play the keys my left hand is almost like a fretboard, and my right is like I'm either fingering or slapping or plucking a bass.
You're keeping the groove with your right hand.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
doing the fucking.
Yeah. Somebody pointed it out to me, and now I'm like, oh, that makes sense because I play a lot of bass. But
and we finger and slap. That's why we got
that's
relationships.
right,
that's why we got healthy relationships,
Yes.
right?
Women,
Oh, yeah.
Women out there, the two actions you want out of man is fingering and slapping.
Oh Lord, that's good stuff. But I love that. I love
That's good
that.
stuff.
My wife will love that. No, it is like, but sampling something is so much fun, especially like doing it from scratch. And then like I get on a point where I'm like, okay, I don't normally like the way Super Nintendo strings sound. So I'll add so many layers to beefing that up. I like to add a lot of like Lindrum kick drums or Simmons kick drums or snares to beefing it up. Add my own hats. Add even like I did Apona's song the other day. Like the lead for that, the sample was so like kind of choppy. I took and I couldn't, the way I was playing it, because I was doing other stuff, I couldn't use my pitch bender. So I took the Arturia Mini Moog, and I turned the glide all the way up, and I found a choir on there to layer with the Epona lead. And I'm like, okay, now this sounds like beefier. It sounds more interesting. But that's the fun part for me is making it my own.
What a fucking awesome process is like, literally, it's like problem solving after problem solving after problem solving. Where it's like, here's my goal. Here's what I want to try to accomplish. And it's like, okay, here's what I'm working with. And it's like, okay, I could do this part. Okay, next layer. I can do this part. I could do that.
And it's a thing where, because some people will ask, like, how do you learn everything so quick? Because I'll put out sometimes 4 or 5 videos in a week, but it's simple. What's the word? Trial and error. And then the more you do it now, and I'm still learning every time I do it, but I have a process down. I know where to start, where to finish, and everything in between. Like, cool things will come up where I'm like, I can add that and this, but it's all like, to me, I'm like, if I can keep pumping out content, which in today's world is important, like, and I do recognize, like, my favorite thing is writing original music. I have 255,000 followers on Instagram, and I have 2,000 monthly Spotify listeners. So I get it. A lot of people aren't there to see my original music. But it does make all my side work and like...
It's a nice on-ramp.
Yes, exactly. And I'm like,
yeah,
it is cool that I'm like, it's cool that 2,000 people from that, it might not sound like a big number, but they dig it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Those are my hardcores.
And I would argue that's really one of the greatest kind of paths you could take through that trial and error process, like working on like doing the covers and be like, oh yeah, like here's how I make it sound like a little bit better and like really kind of working with this. And then shit, like who's to say, like I forgot who it was that, you know, that said my greatest deed is never done. You know what I mean? So who's to say like one of your, you know, independent songs doesn't just get fucking, because of all the skill set that you've learned and all the things that you've learned through these other processes, doesn't fucking...
I know, and you truly never. I got very lucky finding the person who does all the mixing on my original stuff, Vincenzo Salvia, Italian synthwave dude. He's the man. And besides being so good at what he does, he's always been such a supporter. Like even early on, when I wasn't getting like people liking my music, I'm like, oh, I don't get it. Do I need to be like more generic, more vanilla? And he's like, nah, dude. He's always
hang in there,
yes, which was cool. Bro. But he had 2 songs featured in Stranger Things, season 3. But like you said, he had written them 10 years prior to that, and then out of the blue, he was almost like, I don't believe this is happening.
I'm happy for him because of that stuff that you've been sitting on for that long.
Yeah.
You're just so proud when it actually does something.
I feel personally
it's so
that
rewarding. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Good songs are timeless, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you might write them 10 years early. Sometimes like there's a song that like I put out not too long ago that was more successful for, you know, my old band. That like it was like I was sitting on it for like 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's like the moment to strike isn't within your own grasp. It's like sort of up to like the audience at large
and what's happening. It might be way later, but I always keep that in mind. I've worked with a lot of musicians who have a different viewpoint than I do on stuff, where they'll sit on a song for 6 months, and I'm more like first instinct kind of guy.
Get it out now.
And get it out there, because it might not be perfect, and it might not, maybe down the line you can think of like, oh, I could have done this better, but you don't, that's only you thinking. Someone else might think it's perfect.
Talk to 50% of painters and they'll tell you about where they would add a little red here, a little yellow there, you know. The art is never in the mind of the artist. Art is never done. You know what I mean? Of
course, yeah.
So it's like when it comes to like even that gratification of like, oh yeah, I think I put all this work into it and this sounds fucking awesome. If you don't let that go at that one point, it's like, oh, you know, I could have done this one thing. I could have done that other little thing. Sometimes you might not ever release a piece. You know what I mean?
And that's the most important, especially today. I feel like the most important thing is getting your stuff out there a lot, right? And like, that's not to say be lazy, but if you're confident in yourself and you like something, keep releasing stuff. And like, I had recently, there's this new indie game that came out, Mixtape.
Okay.
And it's super retro and cool.
Is it a game? It's a game?
Yeah, it's a video game. And I'm still yet to play it. I have to play it, but it's really cool. And like, I was working with Capcom on certain promotional stuff, and through them, they sent me like a gift package of like cool stuff for the game. And like the game soundtrack is so up my alley. And like, it's funny. I was like, I wish they would have asked me to write something, or if they would have asked me to, or just use them in my songs. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, who's to say a retro game doesn't come out 4 years from now? And they're like,
hey, look out for Mixtape
they hear one
too.
of my songs and they're like, hey, can we use this for the game? And if it was never, it might have gotten no plays on Spotify. But if it wasn't out there, they wouldn't have known about it.
Here's the whole thing about this guy talks about placement a lot. Here's one thing that I'm gonna fucking blow the lid off this right here. Here we go. A lot of people who look for music, they look for music that has not got a lot of views. They look for music that has not got a lot of exposure, because as soon as you offer a deal to a person like that, like, hey, we're gonna put your song in my movie, they can fucking capitalize on that very easily. So
it's a very real thing.
Yeah.
these big labels and these placement agencies and music supervisors, they know what they're doing. They know exactly where to find the talent, and the thing about it is that they'll exploit that because there's an abundance of that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I mean obviously, you know, we all see these big artists, the Taylor Swifts, who else is bigger now? Fucking Katy Perry. You know, Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Shout out Katy Perry.
Post Malone.
So,
Bad Bunny.
I actually respect Post Malone.
I like Post.
Post is so
I like
good.
Bunny too. My wife.
He
got me
seems like
into
a
him.
sweet guy, honestly.
best.
You always want to criticize this or that about any sort of celebrity that big,
Yeah.
but he seems like one of the like more down to earth
Pretty-
ones. I'll say that, like
earned
not
it.
with too much consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. And just to flip the script, favorite. I mean, because I grew up like obviously, you know, we all played like the old classic consoles. We all did. Obviously, you did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go first, but what's the favorite game soundtrack of all time that made you love what you do? I'm gonna go first. Rocket Knight Adventures.
Oh
Good.
my
That's a good
God.
one.
So you
Solid.
know what's crazy is I've had people. I used to play that game, and I had people like I had
game's prog as
people
fuck,
requesting it, dude.
Super prog music, dude.
I listened to the whole soundtrack because I didn't remember it like super well, and I was just like, I can't play any of this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane.
It's absurd.
Like even with looping and backing tracks, I'm like, I can't pull off the leads.
It's absurd. It's absurdly progressive.
Yeah, it's so good though, dude. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but when you play the game, it's like so necessary.
Yes.
For that format.
That was a cool game.
It was a super fun
Yeah.
game.
That's funny, man.
Konami was like their games were like their soundtracks were so fun.
Oh yeah.
Let me
You know?
see. If I had to pick one, if I'm feeling super gay at the time, it's going to be Kirby. Like honestly, well, because I mean, I had my two favorite games back in the day. Like it was either X-Men Clone Wars. That soundtrack rips because every character has their own sound set and melody and their own music. And then Kirby Superstar was actually a combination of four games.
Love that game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's literally like melodically, it was a big influence on me. Fucking Spring Breeze. I know I could name that one. You know?
I love that, dude.
But so it's like, yeah, it's one of those two. It's got to be one of those two for sure.
I think mine is Columns. You guys remember Columns?
Oh, dude. Do you guys watch Workaholics? Or
Oh, dude,
Oh, yeah,
I love
yeah.
Workaholics.
So I fortunately was able to like connect with Anders and Blake through my music through social media.
Oh, shit.
that's
And we
tight.
went to go see their podcast in Vegas. My wife and I are big fans of theirs, and you know, I shot my shot. I guess I was like, "Do you want to like meet up after just to say hi?" And they invited us out for the night.
Fuck yeah,
And
man.
they are
That's
like,
fucking tight.
I didn't get to talk to Adam that much, but you know, a lot of talking with Durs and Blake, and I mean, when some people, you know, the cautionary tale, don't meet your heroes. They were so kind, like they're genuinely very, very
That's
awesome people.
That's awesome.
But Blake's got me on to. I'd never played Columns, and he's like,
Oh shit.
at first he's like, I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I was like, are you saying Gollum? I was like, is this like a loader game? He's like, no, Columns for
Columns.
Sega.
It was like-
and then I looked up the soundtrack.
before
It's like
Tetris.
Tetris.
Yeah, it's
kinda.
like-
It was,
Yeah.
it was like the
Harder
It was
Tetris.
the Sega equivalent of Tetris.
Yeah. But that's the first I had heard of Columns, and the soundtrack rips, dude.
So
That's
good.
So cool you said that.
That
So
one-
you and Blake have something in
Oh,
common.
that's sick to know.
Yeah.
My other one is Golden Axe, and I saw that
Yeah.
you covered
Golden
Golden
Axe.
Axe.
This is
Love
really
Golden
fucked
Axe.
up. That is the other one Blake said, and I had done.
Yo, Blake, hit me up, dog.
yeah, man.
We're gonna hang out. We're gonna play some video
I
games.
told Blake I would do one of them, and I did the first level from Golden
That's
Axe,
so
and I
sick.
gave
Yeah,
him
man.
a big shout out, dude. But that's very bizarre.
That's
that you
crazy.
awesome.
Those are
Well,
the
no.
two games he wanted me,
I'm gonna text him.
me to play.
I'm a DM on Instagram.
You should, dude. I'm gonna have to tell him because he's
That's
he's
so
such a
funny,
cool
dude.
guy.
I think
but
that's so
really
telling
crazy.
of how certain songs really just connect. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
Like
crazy.
some songs, like for me, like Mortal Kombat, right? That's not a game that I even connect with the soundtrack that much. You know what I mean? I love the game, But you talk about Street Fighter, I remember a lot of the songs from Street Fighter. So it's like the sound design is like part of the sound.
Street Fighter's the shit. Too.
Yeah.
I've done a number of covers from both. I've actually recently just gotten into Mortal Kombat. But see, in Mortal Kombat,
I just seen the new movie.
Oh, was
The
it?
new one is awesome. I love it.
I thought it was fucking sick, dude.
I loved it.
It was so dope.
Yeah, I loved
sick,
it. I
man.
saw it with my dad. It was
I
good.
just saw it yesterday. Me and my girl went. It was sick.
Oh,
Great
that's
movie.
sick. I gotta see it.
I will say, if you're a fan, even if you're not a fan of Mortal Kombat, if you're a fan of martial arts,
it's the
it's
shit,
the
dude.
best martial arts movie we
Recently.
have in a couple years.
Yep.
That's great,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, it's the best
good
martial
to
arts movie in a
see,
couple years.
Badass,
and that
dude.
Street Fighter's coming out.
Yeah.
There seemed to have been a death of the fun movie genre.
Oh yeah,
which is crazy. So I like to see it
funny
coming
you
back
say
a
that
little
because,
bit.
like, my brother-in-law, like, he's sent me the text of the Street Fighter trailer. He's like, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like, I think it looks fun.
Looks fun.
It looks fun.
That's what it's supposed. There's some movies that are supposed to just be fun.
Be fun.
Yeah.
You know, and
I'm
then
with
they
you
own
on
it.
that, dude.
They really own it. They sell it in, like, without being too serious about themselves. It's
And it
fuck
shouldn't
yeah,
be.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm into it.
Tight.
Yeah, they're both. I just recently got into covering more Mortal Kombat stuff, and if it's the Sega Genesis versions of the songs, I really dig them because the Sega sound chip is really gritty and weird.
I love you covered some KI shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. Dude, well, that's crazy because, like, I remember playing Killer Instinct and even to a lesser degree, Primal Fear, I think.
I remember Primal Fear.
was
Yeah,
the
and
shit.
like, these weren't as big, but we
Yeah,
rented
more
them
other-
and we loved them.
Name
Fear.
another.
Oh, Primal
game.
Rage.
Primal
am I
Primal
right?
Rage. Primal Rage.
Primal Fear is a movie.
That's a movie.
that's a
Edward
Mark-
Norton.
that's a Mark Wahlberg
Primal
movie.
Rage, the arcade version was fun as fuck.
What,
dude.
what about Eternal Champions, dude?
Yeah,
You guys remember that
that's,
shit?
Is that the one with the ice guy and all that stuff?
Yeah, they're like, it's like a fighting game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you have Killer Instinct was bigger than those, I guess.
for
but
sure,
like
yeah.
everybody knew Mortal Kombat and Street
And
Fighter.
I
but
will
Killer
say this
Instinct
almost-
rocks, dude.
Almost as a redactory statement, it's not 8-bit music, but Mortal Kombat does probably have the greatest theme in Techno Syndrome.
Yes.
The
Oh,
song
for sure.
Techno Syndrome
Oh, yeah.
is probably the greatest video game theme of all time.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know, the
100%.
actual Techno Syndrome
I
version.
think the most recognizable
right?
to
You know,
people
it's
who
like,
don't.
dun, dun,
People
dun, dun,
might not
dun,
even
dun,
know
dun,
what
dun,
it's
dun,
from,
dun,
and they know
dun,
the
dun.
song.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I will say that, you know. There we are. Yeah, fuck yeah, man. That shit gets me hyped, man.
It's so sick.
People
wanna
ask me
send
to
me on a
cover this a
jog.
lot, and I'm like, I don't even want to because I think it's kind of
It's
perfect.
like it's kind of a
I don't even know if I put my twist on it.
it's kind of a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's kind of done what it's needed to do.
That's the whole thing, though, where I'm saying you're taking, you know, the hole in the market. You're occupying that hole in the market. You know what I mean? I would say if you did that, people would want to see that live, dude.
They might.
Yeah, it would be rad.
You know,
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
it
say
would
no.
be cool. No, you're right. You're
Can
right.
I add one to mine though? Like, okay, so for
Shut the
sure,
fuck up, dude.
for sure, Columns and Golden Axe, but modern day, Halo, best soundtrack
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
yeah. OG Halo.
I'm not even a
is
Halo
pretty
player,
sick.
and I've come across, like, when I have like video game, you know, playlists on my YouTube Music or whatever, and the
Yeah.
Halo music, I understand
It's
exactly
so
what
good.
people are talking about. Why it's
Yeah.
like so fun melodically.
That's
Oh, it's
great.
awesome,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. There's the it's very dynamic music where it's like there's the ups, the downs, the highs,
Yep.
like the
Mhm.
energetic.
It's because the dude Michael Salvatore, I think is how you say his name. He's just he writes it like a movie. He wrote all his
Right,
soundtracks
very
like a
cinematic.
movie. Yeah, it was the best.
Of all the most recent games, probably my favorite soundtrack would be Shovel Knight.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
because they do like. I actually have a buddy who
what's
does
his-
sound design for that company.
That's sick.
But
What's
yeah,
his name?
it's very-
Jake Kaufman, the guy that writes it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very retro based, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a really cool bass. Really
Yeah,
cool
I'm
slap
not
bass and
familiar with
stuff.
the game, but me and a prostitute had a Shovel Knight once.
I don't even
Is
know.
that funny? Is that funny?
That's pretty good.
No, I mean, like, back to like the modern ones. What's to be said about Mick Gordon and what he did
Yeah.
with video game music?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not like the lo-fi stuff, but
No,
I mean,
it's good
just
though,
like
dude.
his ability to introduce like Like, okay, here's like, all right, you're just walking through a hallway, and then monsters are happening, and then the music comes back in, and it's like that's so sick.
It's sick, dude.
That's so sick.
Speaking of music, like I'm just thinking right now, you have a new album you put out last year, right?
Yeah. Pacific Static. It's
Let's
very
go.
Play some of that?
Let's go.
Yeah, I maybe play Speed Freak. That's the one I've been playing
Pacific
live.
Static.
Nice.
From it, but the whole album is very
I love the album
SoCal skater retro-esque.
Yeah, throw this in the background while we talk, dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This.
He said,
What inspired you to do
Yeah, this is good too. I'm actually playing
which
this
one
on
did you
live
say? Oh, he
now
said
too.
Speed Freak.
Nah, this is good too though.
No, I'm gonna put Speed Freak.
All right.
Is
I
this
like the
like
way
a
it
mix of
sounds.
like sound fonts that you got from different ROMs and shit?
This is all retro synth plugins.
shit.
And most of it, actually, at the time, I was using some of my DX7
Do you
hardware.
use from Contact? Do you use Super Audio Cart?
No, I honestly, maybe you can shed light on this because I get comments telling me to check this
Oh, yeah.
out. I don't
I'm into
understand
this.
what Contact is.
Oh yeah, it's from.
I have Ableton. Is Contact its own plugin?
It's a plugin. Then you can like.
So it's not an audio
I'm in
program.
I'm in his camp. When I tried to use Contact, I was like, what's
All right.
happening?
So,
Yeah, I don't know.
so Contact is a universal library plugin. It's
Okay.
so you can add libraries to it. There's a bunch of different. There's thousands upon thousands of manufacturers that make plugins for Contact. They're pretty much like virtual instruments and stuff. You can get like cinematic stuff. You can get,
okay, cool.
There's an actual like plugin called Super Audio Cart. One for one. Like as far as retro sound fonts and stuff, great.
That's what I've I've heard from people.
Their Genesis basses are so on point,
it's
dude.
sick, dude.
This is dope.
On
as hell.
point.
Yeah, well, a lot of the Genesis sound chip was Yamaha something.
So fun, dude.
You find that like a lot of like the bass sounds I use are generally DX7 patches.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the music I write has these. Even something like this will have these subtle notes of like Sega.
Yeah.
Even if it's unintentional, I just like the way like the bass sounds.
Yeah, there's just like that influence of like the DX7 in there. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
this is what I'm hearing. And
Right,
so that is
100%. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
This is
man.
so
I
sick,
mean,
dude.
Oh, thank you.
this is my jam. Like,
Turn it up a little
I'm
bit.
so surprised because he introduced me to your stuff, right? You know, to this stuff. I kind of hunt for this kind of stuff. I love like Mega Drive. I don't know if you're familiar with Mega Drive, but you know, I've listened to them for like, or is it the guy? I don't know.
I don't know if it's a band or
Yeah,
one
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Could just be one
But
guy.
yeah, you know, I've listened to that for a couple of years now, and then I'm like, he showed me. I would say like 6 months ago, you showed me him, and I was like, how did I not know about this? Like, what the
that's
fuck,
cool,
you know?
I mean, well, that's awesome.
Usually I'm able to do some, if it's not the guests that I book, because I think I book like maybe 90% of the guests usually. I've been so busy with work
Whatever,
that
toot your own horn, Johnny. That's right.
That's very hand jobby of you to say.
I'm just saying, like, usually I book them, but then I've been so busy that this guy, Mick, was like, he booked like the last 2 or 3, I think. Oh, you and
I booked this month.
Yeah.
I booked this month.
yeah, he pretty much books me, because I've been so busy with fucking work. And, but I only like skimmed a couple videos and this is pretty sick. And then like today I was like, you know what? I'm just going to it straight raw. Who cares? Let's see what happens. And I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking dope.
Oh, cool, man. That's the best way to do it sometimes.
I like this shit.
That's sick, though, dude.
Hell yeah, man. No,
This
I
is
mean,
tight.
what's our time looking at?
We're like about an hour and like 30 minutes right now.
Okay, sweet.
That's
cool.
good, dude. When
Yeah.
you're with the boys,
It just goes by,
you guys
dude.
are a
That's why
literal
it's so
crew,
fun.
but
Yeah, that's why
thank
it's
you.
so
I
fun.
feel so welcomed.
Hell yeah, man.
I feel like I'm with the boys, dude.
No,
Yeah,
yours-
no, this has been a
I can't
blast,
believe it's
man.
been an hour and a half. That
Yeah,
doesn't even
yeah.
sound
Hell yeah.
possible.
Let's just try to power. Let's just like let's have some fun. Let's just the next few minutes to just power through some of these things on the board here.
Yeah, I already pulled one up because I know Anthony's gonna love this.
Which one is it?
Where did it go? That's Mike Patton.
Oh
here.
God. I just wanted to.
Turnstile.
God. All right. You know what? All right. Camera on me. Let's go. So
let me explain. Have you seen this?
Turnstile.
Yes.
Oh, you're the one that brought this.
Turnstile.
Oh, that
I-
makes sense.
Fucking
I
Jersey,
absolutely
dude.
brought this to me. It's
Of course
okay.
you
So.
did.
So the legends of punk rock themselves, these guys that are
Legends.
just obvious, down to earth, awesome dudes who would never sell out and win Grammys and play Coachella and all that shit, are also officially like on jerseys now.
So that Orioles, the baseball team.
Wait, are they from Baltimore?
Yeah, are they?
I honestly don't
That's the
even
only
know.
way I feel like that works.
That's the only way that makes
if they're
sense.
not, that
Let
would
me
be
find out.
hilarious.
It's weird.
I'm gonna have to assume that they are.
They're all from like Phoenix and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
have
feel
to
like
assume
they've
that they
gotta
are.
be, right? Like if the
find
Mets
out.
had a Nas night.
Yeah, they're from Baltimore.
From being for Queens, I'm like, okay, all right. Well, then that checks
Like-
out.
like the
That's not
official-
super random.
The official
And
Nas jersey.
I will make note
that'd
of
be
that.
dope as hell.
That the Mets, even though they have the opportunity, they have not had a Nas night.
I
They
guess
have-
not. And he's a pretty vocal supporter of the team.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, but they made Turnstile jerseys, Oriole jerseys.
No, I just think this is another thing that fans and people who listen to music just don't understand about how shallow this band is, and they're just such they're such a plant of a band to me. They're like literally, they're like literally.
Let's see what
like,
let's see what
Disclaimer: I obviously know who they are. I
never listened to it much.
I really know nothing.
So
Are there any
pretty
comments?
blind.
the
comments
idea
are
that-
great.
The comments are crazy.
And somebody said Turnstile is not hardcore.
Yeah.
True. Hey,
But the
true.
idea that
This
the
one,
name
this guy sounds a little
and
arrogant,
don't
but he,
know the music. That to me is like selling of the entire point that I try to make. Is like literally they're a marketing band. They're a Britney Spears, dude. They're on the same fucking tier as that.
Taylor Swift.
Literally trying to just do anything that they need to do to get their name out there.
Well, isn't that like the other band that I also don't know their music is Geese?
Yeah, oh yeah, we talked about them last time about how they're like a proposed like industry plant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like to me, it's like people want to call out what they want to call out. They called out Geese. They haven't called out Turnstile yet. Not anybody except for me. But I mean, I've been calling them out since the fucking beginning, dude. I think this band is a fucking. They're the Backstreet Boys. They're fucking.
It's fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very very fishy of the explosive like angle of success that they've had.
Yeah.
It's very like sus, dude.
They
Yeah, it
also, I assume Geese is New York because they
Yeah,
actually
no, they're from New
threw
York, yeah.
out a pitch at the Mets game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny that there's
Right.
that
And then
little
you-
That's so douchey.
similarity
And this
there.
is
That's
my
so douchey,
attempt to
bro.
call.
Yeah, dude.
That's my attempt to call out and see through the marketing tactics that people don't really
Right.
tend to see through. You know.
You know, it's funny. That's one of my, I like, I follow the Mets so closely. And I see how there's always like, when they look for like celebs, I'm like, it'd be cool if one time you're just like, not that I'm anything, I'm like a Z-lister, but I'm like, dude, I'm
We're
a
calling
real
it
fan.
now. He's thrown out a pitch for the Mets.
Dude, but the thing is, I'm like, if you were to get someone like me, I'm like, listen, I bleed this team.
Yeah.
Like, get
Throwing
people
out the
who love
first
the
pitch.
team.
An actual fan.
Yes.
I'm an actual fan.
Yes,
Like
I watch every game.
Throwing out the first pitch today, Cor64.
Oh, dude. And crickets, because nobody knows who the hell I am, but I'm stoked to
Everyone's-
sell.
everyone's just
I'm
like-
here for the Mets, bro.
That's right, baby.
Everyone just gets up to get nachos and shit.
Oh,
let's
that's awesome.
read this other arrogant comment. It's like an arrogant comment. It says, "Tell me again about how Turnstile is not a complete industry plant."
Oh, somebody
Oh,
else
shit.
is just calling
So
it. I'm
people are
telling
on
you.
this now.
That was-
I'm telling you. I'm seeing
Anthony?
through this shit,
Anthony.
man. I'm onto something.
Now,
That was your comment.
Was it?
Yeah.
wasn't there?
Was it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's great.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no,
even
no,
remember
no.
that I put that. Yeah, I didn't even remember that I put that. That's
That
so
really
funny.
was your comment?
He says it is.
He just read his comment. He had no idea.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
That's
That's it
actually
right there.
Well,
that's
no. The
actually
fact of the
good.
matter is, I've completely commented on a lot of this
He
stuff.
hates these guys.
Now, isn't their first album pretty good, or their
Well, yeah,
first
no.
couple? Like, weren't they pretty innovative?
Oh yeah, the album that was written by their meth addict guitarist that tried to hit the
Let me
lead
ju-
singer's dad with a car that is now
Let
in
me
trouble.
let me just give a
Is he not in the band
let me
anymore?
just let me
No,
just let me
yeah.
just
Okay.
let me just give a synopsis on these guys. So essentially, why they're so big right now is the rip off they all pretty much it's like the human version of AI.
It's musical appropriation.
It's exactly. It's like if there was like a training model to learn what makes that genre work good.
all the best parts of the
They're
Deftones. We're
using
gonna
it.
get some of that.
then
All
you
the best
listen
parts
to them
of
and be like, oh, that I can hear this in this band, or I can hear this from this band.
Yep.
And you're getting a collective of people, of fans. You're kind of like pretty much like still manning the fans of those actual artists into
yeah.
your camp essentially. Which is, I mean, I don't like talk shit too much on it, but it's at the same time it's like very manipulative. The way that they are marketing themselves, it's like weird.
Seems like a business plan.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what it's more.
Business and music.
Definitely a little,
That's always been my big problem. Is like
yeah.
the people who consider themselves musicians and then are just more savvy to be businessmen than musicians.
Right.
It's always irked me in a weird way.
Well, the way that I describe it is, like if I were to say the right way to describe it, I would say it's gay.
That's sick.
Johnny is a man of few words.
Oh yeah, well, you didn't play your song. Man.
Yeah, let's play a song.
Peter Gabriel, dude.
Yeah,
Let's check it out. Let's check it out.
Oh,
I haven't heard Peter Gabriel in so long.
Oh, well, this is one for the ages. And the video.
you want to talk pitch beatings? This video, you're like, all right, here's my idea.
I think what's crazy is a lot of this like stop time motion was actually really hard to do.
Yeah, I
they
can
just
imagine.
let him do whatever he
Man, I would
wanted.
love to be in the 80s dancing in the plaid wool
Yeah,
Yes.
fucking
suit.
shoulder padded suit.
What is that?
Fucking
That's the stop motion part.
exactly.
Yeah,
fucking
like
sick.
claymation.
Oh, it is like claymation. Got you.
Well, man, that's all
So
they had.
cool,
That's
though.
all they had before Toy Story, right?
I think so. Yeah, I
Is
could
Toy
definitely
Story
dig
the
this.
first CGI movie?
I think so. Yeah.
I know Jurassic Park.
It's crazy, right?
Is it
Oh,
the
yeah,
first
no,
like
it's so fun.
animation like that style? It is. Maybe.
Of this?
No. I'm saying like Toy Story.
It's possible where it's like a full movie that's all CGI. It's possible. I don't know that for a fact though.
Because I know right after that was that movie Ants came out.
Ants was great.
Ants
Oh,
and
dude,
Bugs
fucking-
Life.
it's my
Bugs
favorite. It's my
Life.
Dude.
favorite and only Woody Allen movie that I really like.
Yeah. Do you guys know the story behind why they were released like the same year?
Ants and Bugs Life.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
no.
one of the writers had a falling out with the writer of the other movie who wrote it. It was like they were just friendly,
they're very-
like a rivalry.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but two good movies came out.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like Jamba Juice and Juice It Up.
Yeah.
Dude, I just
'Cause that was the
researched
same
this
thing.
recently because I was like, why did two movies like this come out so
There's
close
been
to
a
each
couple
other?
moments in history where like movies are like very close to like we talked about Armageddon and Deep Impact,
Yeah.
right? You know, it's like somehow there's like this weird same year.
Yeah, it's
but they're
weird.
very parallel like to each other. And it's like, okay, all of us as audience members are just like, give it to me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, both movies rock. They're
Yeah,
both
give me
different
all of
enough.
It's like Albertos and Albertacos. If you
Oh,
know,
no.
if you're in SoCal,
Albertitos, Albertacos, Alenbertos, Alibertos.
that was a whole family. Because I guess supposedly they said Juice It Up and Jamba Juice was two brothers. That's what they say. And then they had like a thing, and then they split up and they made their own companies.
That
So
is-
Albert Taco's the same thing since it's all Mexicans. It's
I don't-
like
I
five
don't know.
brothers.
Interesting.
just for the sheer fact that it's a juice that both of those are juice shops. It's very depressing thinking about it.
No, juice. It's juice, not
J-
Well,
juice.
it's not Jews it up.
Juice it up.
They're not
Wait, it's
bad,
not.
though.
Wait, it's not.
That's not bad.
Look at this thing, dude. This
I mean,
is
that's
crazy.
incredible. Just for a music video, could you imagine the fucking effort that was
All
put
the
into
time.
this?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And listen to that bass.
Ding, ding, ding. So
That's
sick.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And the song, too, like this whole part is, I guess, considered a pre chorus, but it lasts like a minute. And the chorus just keeps changing subtly. It's cool.
Like a fucking
I like this.
it's like a 32 bar verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's so long. It's like
Crazy.
crazy pre-chorus, but it works.
But I mean, I always love that, like, where like people take, like, because I mean, at least everyone in this room, I would say, is familiar with, like, oh yeah, it's chorus, verse, structure,
Yeah.
bridge. Then you know,
Yeah, it's the normal
you
structure.
know, and then that's kind of what radio music sounds like. When something is outside of that and makes it to radio popularity,
It's
all
cool.
of us musicians are collectively like scratching our heads how,
Yeah.
and then also being like, yes.
Oh, dude, totally. Because I love when something is like so outside of the box, but is still popular enough because
great.
they're just great
I
songs.
mean, we were talking about Faith No More. That's pretty much what they were. They were like still modern or like still like catchy enough, still poppy enough or whatever to be like in the mainstream. But then if you really listen to a lot of their other like tracks that weren't out there, you're like, damn, this shit's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
pushing creative boundaries, which
Yeah.
to me will always be the point of music. And
And that-
fuck all this
I mean,
new
dude,
shit.
Yeah.
even their hit epic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, dude, that song is nuts. And the whole like piano outro
There's
is
a reason it stands out on the radio when you hear it.
Yeah.
You know? And
dude, I can listen to that song whenever. Even like the verses are like I don't want to call them funny, but it's just that 90s like
you feel it. You see it. You come in.
Like it's so badass though.
I get
it's
the same energy from Danzig and shit.
Yeah. Where it's like, you're like you try to picture the actual recording session and like the people who are like, you got like a 50-year industry professional who's like, more into like 70s music and stuff. And it's like they come in and they're like, I don't know if that's how you should sing it. And they're like, no, I got a vision. And then all of a sudden it's a fucking smash hit,
It's just like, because that was like the ssame time as early Chili Peppers too. And that style just.
We have a sketch that we want to try to do, like all involving, the weird vocal styles that have become popular and how someone had to start it at some point, right?
Yeah.
So
it's definitely interesting.
So Anthony Kiedis in that booth, he had to convince everybody in that room that like, no, this is the shit. Right. You guys got to trust me.
Yeah.
And he was right. He got success.
And he doesn't get nearly, like people will rip on him for being a quote unquote bad singer. I mean, I don't even know if like that really like, he's so recognizable. I'm like, that is way more important than being a great singer.
He's one of those people who's like more of a rock star like personality.
Yeah, for sure. And those are needed though.
Yeah, and then like you have like some musicianship to him, and he has this whole thing, but like he came in as like this like artistic
right. He's a different
entity.
breed.
Exactly. He's just this sort of entity that like people. There's this gravitas. There's
100%.
There's like three things of being a rock star: lots of music, drugs, and underage women.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He said yes before underage women. We're going on the record to make sure to protect him.
Now I remember. I read his book. Very dark book.
It's crazy, that
Scar
book.
Tissue, yeah.
Yeah. No, there's some wild rock stories there.
He had a fucked up
Hell yeah.
childhood.
What are we looking at? What are you
doing?
Okay, well, yeah. So with the music that you're putting out now and the live music, do you have favorite kind of like songs to play? Do you have like ones that always go off? Do you have like laurels?
Yeah,
like, I always stick to this and this and this one.
It depends. Like if I'm doing a theme, like right now we're doing the GoldenEye themed gigs, and we played in LA, then we played in San Diego. We're doing another one in LA at the end of this month. At the Break Room 86.
What's the date?
May 28th.
May 20th. I'm going to see if I could try to make it out. Let me see.
You should, dude.
It's a weekend or?
It's a Thursday, unfortunately.
Thursday? LA on a Thursday is harder for me to make, but I still could possibly make it happen.
Yeah, it'll be dope. And then we're actually going to a world tour.
Oh,
I'm considering
all right. I think that's a good point right here. So I wanted to say before we do this, dude, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, you've been amazing to talk to you. Obviously,
awesome, dude. You guys are cool.
You have a lot of insight on workflow and seeing things through, which is dope. Tell us where we can find you. Tell us what you got going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the GoldenEye gig has taken a life of its own. We're playing, and I call it a world tour because that makes me feel good. But it's just a Montreal, Toronto swing in September. But it's gonna be cool that there's enough demand that, when we sold out in LA, it was 120 people, and I'm like, to me, that was dope. That's
awesome, man.
Awesome.
The places in Canada fit 300, and I'm hoping. One thing I did notice about playing in Los Angeles is I think a certain sect of people, since they know I'm local, they're not feeling like I have to be there, so I'll get to see them again.
Right, there's an optional thing in the back of their brain.
Which is totally understandable. But I'm hoping the Canada gigs sell out because they don't know if I'm going to be back, and I'll leave them hanging with that. Yeah. Even though I will want to be back.
Gotta leave them wanting more.
But that's a whole thing. But then I'm also doing a lot of solo gigs where it's, I don't have the drummer. I'm playing June 6th, the SoCal Gaming Expo in Pasadena.
Nice.
Which is just a big game and retro. They have skateboarders, pretty much everything I like.
Now, what is it the relation between the music you make and the Gaming Expo?
I'm like, dude, it's so funny.
He's all, wait, what?
I'm listening so closely to the question and then it takes me 5 seconds to be like, oh, he's making a pretty funny joke, actually. That's funny, man. I was listening so intently because I respect you so much.
But hell yeah, man. Yeah,
but so for a gig like that, what's cool is the guy who's running it, who booked me, was like, I like a lot of your original music and I like the film, like the Bloodsport covers you do and the Rocky covers. He's like, so I asked him, I was like, do you want just video game stuff? And he's like, no, do what you normally do. But for a set like that, I will be working in more video game stuff. But I'm going to be debuting like Aquatic Ambience from Donkey Kong, my version of it. I'm going to be doing Emerald Hill Zone from Sonic 2, my version of it. So
nice, dude.
I do have my songs I like to just play no matter what.
Yeah.
But then I have songs that I know those are crowd pleasers, and I know not everyone's there to see me play my original song Street Tough, which is fine.
I have a request.
Yeah, sure.
From the game Sonic and Knuckles.
Okay. Yeah, I might have done it already.
Fucking Sound Zone.
I love Sonic Knuckles.
Okay, yeah, I haven't done that one yet. I've done Mushroom Hill Zone, and I've done
it's one of my geek ones, dude.
Okay, cool,
I geek on that song so
dude,
hard.
Sonic and Knuckles, the more now I look back at it, and even with like for a long time,
underrated, honestly.
Underrated. That's what I was gonna say. For a long time, Sonic 2 for me was the pinnacle. And now I'm getting way more into Sonic and Knuckles shit and Sonic 3 stuff that Michael Jackson actually helped out with.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, his team. Well, he's not credited, but he definitely had a big impact. But like Sonic and Knuckles has a darkness to it, and like also Sonic and Knuckles, along with Sonic and 3, did this idea of having different themes for each. So you have 2 acts, which are 2 levels to the same level, but it'll be Act 1 and Act 2. And then Sonic 1 and 2, it's just the same song.
Different iteration of the same song.
Different iteration now of like, right, they'll take Act 1 and Act 2 will be the same idea, but it's a different...
Sped up or different instruments or whatever.
Yeah, which is super cool, but Sonic and Knuckles is sick.
I just love the idea of like... Michael Jackson, like people are like telling him about, oh yeah, like your team is going to be working on the Sonic and Knuckles soundtrack. I don't know if you're interested. Yeah, I just love the idea that his name is Knuckles.
He apparently loved video games. And that's why on Sonic 3, I think part of the thing was he couldn't
Shout
be
out
mentioned.
Moonwalker. Are you guys familiar with Moonwalker?
Yeah, dude,
the video game,
sick. Yeah.
Wait.
Arcade.
That's probably how we got into it, obviously.
Of course you love video games.
Are you going to do some Moonwalker soundtracks now?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Copyright incoming.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
ridiculous.
that's so true, dude.
Hell yeah. Any more plugs you got?
Of course you love video games. You love children. Go ahead.
Any more plugs? I mean,
Tyler Childress.
I did a big shout out to Pow, who runs the Pow House, who I'll be doing more gigs with. But
hell yeah,
a big pop to my buddy Billy, who drums for me. I mean,
shout out Billy.
He's so perfect for. I'm very particular who I work with because, I mean, you guys know from working with people, one thing that kind of stinks is like you run into people who like you'll be like, okay, I need you to learn something, and then they'll show up and like they just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, there's a weird like thing of like, I don't know if it's an ego thing. Like if I'm asked to do something, I'm 110% prepared just because I'm like, I don't want to be an ass. Like,
you don't
this
want
person asked me to do something.
It's almost like, to me, it's always a matter of like, if I'm auditioning for a band or whatever, it's like, I don't want to be embarrassed.
Right. You have pride.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people just don't have that. Anyway, I mean, I've been playing with Billy since I was a kid, but we have this connection and this thing where like I like that I can give him something and be like, okay, now do your own thing. I don't want it to be like so much like the original. I want it to be like you're jamming to the original, and he understands what I want, but I don't ever have to think about him crashing out or just like everything he does is perfect.
Yeah, work ethic.
Yeah, and big shout out to
dope.
Billy because it's also just so much creativity that I love. But he brings something to my set that I enjoy, and he's a pleasure to work with. You'll see him on my page, Billy McBee Drumming. He's all over my page, but shoot him a follow if you don't.
Yeah, give that guy some
but
love.
he is one of my just people who I connect with and I love to work with. And I'm they're hard to find, man. And I don't even want to say, I know they're out there, but he's been one of my day ones.
Hell yeah.
Which is cool. And there's something to be said about that. And then also there's my friend Rosie Akamura, I believe is I don't want to butcher her last name, but she's been cool. She's been doing the GoldenEye set with us. She does we do one song from the movie, The GoldenEye.
Is it?
It's Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. I was about to say, is it? Yeah.
Which is no easy feat, and she crushes. But
on vocals,
so we'll have one song. I was like, it'll be interesting to do one song with a different dynamic. And she sings with us for the LA gigs, and
that's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, she sings in a band called Moderns. They're like a synthwave type group, and she's such a good singer, and she's just such a cool. She made her following off pranking scammers.
Oh, nice.
And she's so funny. She'll be on the phone with the scammer and go along with them and then get them very frustrated. But she is so cool. So big shout out to her too. It's cool meeting certain people where it's the second, and I'm not just saying this, how I feel about you guys. There's some people you meet and it just takes a few minutes and you're like, okay, these people
good
I
hangs.
vibe with. They're good hangs.
Yeah.
And unfortunately I feel I don't know, it's definitely not just an LA thing, but you meet certain people who are just I don't like to use this term, and I'm not shitting on anyone because if that's what they want to do, it's fine. But I guess clout chasers.
Oh yeah,
who
climbers.
Are more.
I call them climbers, man.
Yeah, which is, dude, if you want to do that, that's I could care less. But I want to work with people who really dig what I'm doing.
Right.
What's weird about it? Let you say that just real quick before we plug. Is that now that you said that, I've always had this thought of the way people the clout chasing thing. It reminds me of when people that go to work at a Starbucks or a grocery store or whatever. They just show up, but they just give 10%.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and they're trying to get involved with this industry, and they're only giving 10%.
Yeah,
and they think oh well, I get benefits, I get this and this from being here. There's a status behind this,
right? And that's what their personality is based on.
It's based on that. Personality is that, yeah.
And you can, and I truly, when people ask me about advice on building something, I still don't really know how to answer it because I think I got a little lucky. And the fact, I keep thinking my page is going to plateau. When it was 50,000, I'm like, this is sick. It'll plateau soon, and then 100, and then 150, then 200. Now we're at 250, now I'm like,
mentality.
It might not. I'm I'm rolling with what I got.
Yeah, you were when I first hit you, you were at 230, and I was like, oh, this homeboy's been working, dude.
It's just
that's cool.
But it's a thing I like to tell people is people can see through bullshit.
Oh yeah,
and I am going to do what I want, when I want, how I want to do it, and it's gonna be me. Right. Yeah. And I think that there's so many people who chase trends and certain things on social media. And I think it's very easy to be well, this person, who is he? Who are they? What are they actually about? One thing I try to portray is I try to keep my private life pretty private, but the things I'm into and influenced by, I'm going to tell you and I'm going to show you and I'm going to be unapologetically me. And I will get my fair share of people being oh, you don't have to be this into covering a video game song. And I'm yeah, well, guess what? I actually am that into it.
Yeah.
And I want to show people you can be into whatever the hell you want. And you should,
I love that.
You should feel it, right?
Oh,
and it's cool to find like-minded people like that, but it's authenticity will always reign supreme. Because listen, the fact is, if you are somebody who's chasing trends, guess what? I really feel this way. I'm doing anything I want, and if it stops getting traction, or I have my fair share of videos that don't get traction, guess what? I'm still now benefiting because I'm getting the the reward I wanted, which is creating it. If you're chasing something all the time, what is you're going to stop. Basically, what I'm trying to say is if you're authentic and doing whatever you want, you're always going to have the personal rewards.
Right, exactly.
Which is what it all comes down to.
Yeah, no, and that's like that's the this drawing line, between like people who are doing it for like that's how you could kind of tell like the people who are doing it for a very specific purpose, or the people who are like just doing it just like because like this purpose.
Yeah.
Like I want to do it.
Right.
And whether let's say like you're able to grow and grow and grow, and you start at 50, and then you go to 100K, and then 200K or whatever. Whether that's the relevant part or not,
right?
The part
that's a nice plus. And I don't want to make it seem like it's not like it's made my life.
But the part that people are connecting with, and it's very gratifying because more and more people connect with it. But the part that people are in fact connecting with, the base, the ground floor, is that you're doing something that's like true to you. You know what I mean? That rules.
And it's the best when I read compliments from people. That aren't really musical compliments, that are more like, oh my God, like you make me feel good because you clearly have fun and love what you're doing. Those are the things that I read, and I'm just like, I'm so happy that you can see that is what this is.
Yeah.
Because from a musical standpoint, it's a weird thing. I have to get really creative to make certain things work because I'm not that skilled. But I do like to show people that if you're having fun, you're going to get better. And sometimes those limitations create interesting ways to go about things. And that just do whatever you want. Because at the end of the day, like I said to you guys, I'm 36 years old. I mean, I always think I'm doing cool stuff. And I feel like that just because this is what took off, like that didn't change that I just was still doing what I wanted to do. Right? So I like that for any artist in any field to really just do. I like to portray that message because it's cool as hell, man.
So Corey, Cor64. Where does everybody find you? Plug your other bands and your other projects.
Sure,
what are the links? Like what Instagram, YouTube, all these things.
It's all Cor64 music.
Okay,
YouTube,
cool. What's the name of your other bands?
Audiation.
Audiation
is my band.
You guys have a Spotify and everything.
Yeah, and we have some stuff that we're working on, a new album that's been slow but steady. But
love project.
But they're cool. It's Billy who drums for me with Cor64 is in this band. And guitar player, singer Lucas, who's like, oh my God. I mean, he's like next level music.
What are the handles, the links for all your stuff?
That's all Audiation. And then all of my stuff is Cor64 music.
So just search Instagram, Audiation.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah,
we'll have all this stuff in the description below.
Oh that's great, guys. I also, before we head out, I just want to say it was so nice.
Oh, what an honor to have
meeting
you.
It was cool making the drive. I don't ever leave
100,
LA.
100, dude. I feel like because I saw that's exactly what you were just saying at the end of your statement there. When you love what you do, that's why I was like, yeah, I would love to talk to this guy to see what he's cool, like. Man.
Yeah, you're a great brain pick. You were very fun to
see. That's amazing to me because I'm like, I don't know anything.
No, you're doing something very special.
I guess.
I mean, the only reason why I say, the only reason why I bring this up is because there's a lot of people like they love music just as much as we all do, but they just don't know how to circumnavigate.
Right.
What this is and what it involves and like the workflows and stuff like that. So it's obviously there's probably people that are just starting, just bought their first DAW.
Yeah.
And some of this information might be useful to them. So I appreciate all the insight that you have given today.
And that's why I always like when I have my fair share of people being like, how do you get into this stuff? And I'm always like, dude, just like, because like you said, people will overthink and be like, what do I need to buy? And what do I, this. Sometimes I'm just like, buy anything and try to find sounds you think are cool and have fun with it. And then eventually you just learn more because you're having fun, right?
That's what the beauty of music is right there.
Yeah, man. Like I started on like this old Casio and then I had a Kurz wheel and I'm just like, I don't know shit about synths, but I know they made all of these instruments made very interesting sounds that I love to explore.
Fuck
and then
yeah.
you learn more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
But it
that
is
leads
true.
That leads us to our final thought. What is friendship? No, trying to do a Jerry Springer thing, you know?
Yeah, what you got?
That's
Anthony?
great.
No, I don't have much plugs. Everybody knows I'm Ranthony John on Instagram. That's really all I got going on right now. I still obviously have my bands. Go follow Tensions Band, Dead Widow, all my old bands and stuff. You know, the music is still out there. Please still continue to support it. The Computer Cheats is coming out soon. I'll let the release date come soon. And that's just like a little side project thing that I've been doing. A little fun, you know, extra music. We obviously got Cherry Coyote on the horizon here. We're trying to get some shows booked and things like that. That's basically it, Mick.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for checking us out today. Thank you for making it this far in the episode. You guys have been amazing. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And share it to everyone you know. You know, they might find huge value in what we talked about today.
Doubt it.
I am Mickstradamus. You can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, and wherever you can try if you're curious at No Mix Given. Appreciate you guys. Like Anthony was saying,
let Johnny take us out.
Cherry Coyote. I was gonna say Cherry Coyote. I've been cranking that out. I've been working a lot, so I've been trying to like make a lot of stuff happen right now. And Thee Dunce, we have some new music coming out this year, and keep an eye out for that. And what you got, Johnny?
So just check me out on all the social medias. JonnySavag, Johnny Savage.
Sausage.
Without the H and without the E.
Johnny
and,
Sausage.
Savage. And check out my band. If you guys like deathcore and you like heavy music, go check out my band, DNG Heavy, on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. Cherry Coyote, I need to come hang out so I can play some bass for you guys. For you, Mick.
Please.
It's been so busy with work. I'm telling you guys right now, this is the last week. Next week, it's going to be a lot better. So we'd be back on track.
Bet.
Don't trip. Don't trip.
Put money on that.
I haven't been sweating it at all. I like that you're busy.
Dude, it's been so bad, dude.
I've been worried that he's busy. I'm like, Johnny.
It's been too much, dude. But I'll be back on track this week. But yeah, just check out that. Check out Thee Dunce. And also, if you're watching this, then you are on our new YouTube page for Thee Stool Podcast. We have to push this, and we are going to be re-releasing all the old episodes plus the new episodes moving forward. So they're going to just be overlapping, blah, 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 blah,
legacy episodes.
Yeah, so they'll just be dropping.
Yeah.
So if you're here, I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you, Corey, for coming on, dude. I think you're fucking dope as hell. We got to have you back on again.
All right.
Talk some more
My
music.
pleasure.
Hell yeah.
Pleasure
All
is
right.
mine.
This has been the Thee Stool Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in.